All right. Thank you for joining. And I say, let's begin. All right. When you think of family, either your immediate family or extended family, it can bring up a wide range of thoughts and emotions from positive and loving to hurt, abandoned, and disharmony. Not everyone has a negative family dynamic, but many do. And for those that are experiencing family negativity, I'd like to talk about ways of improving them by actions you can do, beginning with yourself. You see, when we grow up or experience family struggle, disharmony, miscommunication, misunderstood, when we feel neglected as a child, ignored, abandoned, right? We will grow up into adulthood and often experience the same thing again in our adult personal relationships. They change faces, shapes, so to speak. They show up a little bit differently, and yet there's a pattern to them. Do you recognize that? The key is to focus on things you can influence right now. When we improve our family dynamic, beginning with us, it will help you understand yourself in life, in the current situation even. You'll develop wisdom and insight, and you'll understand why you've made the choices you have, and it will help you be decisive in making choices when you begin to heal from the past. When we heal, it stops the family dynamic from repeating. It helps you establish healthy, loving new relationships. Who would like to find new love in your life, right? It helps with that. Because oftentimes we block relationships from developing because subconsciously there's a belief they don't work out. There's all sorts of things that are reasons this is happening, including emotional DNA, all right? When we repair or enhance our family dynamics, we also set and reset the family dynamics of the future, causing a rippling effect of how we set the tone for all relationships in life. It allows deeper connections to the people we love. It allows deeper connection and ease with those we associate, and it allows new opportunities for people in our life that serve our highest good. Because yes, you are amazingly powerful and you can heal the past. You can heal present struggles and difficulties to allow your future to be different. That's what I care about, is you. So let me know in the comments. I'm going to ask some questions here. All right. So the first question is, what do you tell yourself about your ability to be loved and accepted? I'm talking about interpersonal relationships here. I'm talking about family dynamics and those like 1 degree removed in a relationship with a partner or the desire to be, right? This is interpersonal, like would be a family dynamic. It can be blood or not, because we all have relationships, right? It can show up at work too. So what is the story you tell yourself? What do you tell yourself about your ability to be loved and accepted? Answer that for me. What do you tell yourself? It can be, do you feel worthy of being loved and accepted? Do you have ease in being loved and accepted? Hello, Yavashi. This is Saban. Hello, dearest. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Rose. I'm doing great. What's your story about being loved and accepted? Hi, Courtney. She doesn't like me because I'm not as high society as she is. That happens, doesn't it? Especially, you know, in a family dynamic, I can see how this could happen, all right? Because if a parent remarried and you feel as a child that you don't measure up to her expectations is in the stepmother relationship, it can happen among peers too, or among groups you want to be in. That can sure come up. And so what that blocks is your ability, Courtney, to actually approve of yourself for who you are. Now, I know that's getting better for you, right? But it'll complicate things in other areas. I understand. Hello, Dina. So the question is, what's your story? That's just so, how do you feel when I say, you know, how do you feel when it comes to love and being accepted? What comes to your mind immediately? All right, I'm going to ask you some more things, okay? Because often when it comes to being loved and accepted, how we experience our childhood is what we believe about ourselves in adulthood. So if we didn't feel accepted as a child, if we were blamed for things that we didn't do, right? Oftentimes those patterns show up again in the partners we choose in our life, the friendships, our interpersonal relationships, and we will feel misunderstood with them. There's miscommunication. And often, you feel like it's your fault when things don't go well. That's why I asked that question. Let me ask you this. How are your current family dynamics causing you stress and unhappiness, present tense in your life? How do current family dynamics cause you stress or unhappiness in your life? I know a few of you. I am aware because of what you've shared that some of you have children that have distanced themselves or shut you out of their life. That is extremely difficult, very painful, and a tough burden to move through. It's hard. There's a sense of being judged by them and misunderstood. I'm happy to give insight if you want to put it in there, wherever I can. Yeah. It's a hard one. I understand. Let's see. Let me come in. Lots of good stuff. Told to be seen and not heard and has trouble speaking her truth. Yeah. I was raised in the same paradigm as a child. You're to be seen and not heard, right? And even as an adult, sometimes it might seem odd to you now, but I'll feel like I don't have a right to ask. I don't have, especially in family dynamic. That's what we're talking about. Now, at the beginning, remember I said, not everybody has family difficulties. Some people are truly have an amazing family where everybody's understood, they feel validated, loved, and supported. That's a blessing. And because of that, you can help others. But also, if you don't have that, that's what I'm talking to. That's who I'm talking to tonight, is who doesn't have that? Who struggles in the family dynamic? Who struggles within their interpersonal dynamics? Because oftentimes there's a correlation to that. We can have an amazing family as a child, attract a partner who didn't have that, and they bring their life struggle with them, right? And it causes complication in the present tense. Yeah. There's a lot of contributing factors to family interpersonal relationships. Yeah. Since you've done the epigenetic clearing class, I have a better relationship with my twin brother. Oh, Saban, I'm so happy to know that. You hadn't spoken for 4 years. I've spoken to him twice since February. Last call was 2 hours. I have goosebumps, Saban. I have goosebumps. And you know what? Isn't that beautiful? How you took that course for one thing, right? But how it helped in other areas of your life. Yeah, I'm so excited. I have goosebumps. I'm very happy. Thank you for sharing that, Saban. Thank you, thank you. Yep, it opened you up. Dina, your parents' inability to get along and keep plans, which then, okay, can make it hard for you in setting plans for them. And it can also be hard in interpersonal relationships because it wasn't modeled for you what it's like to have a harmonious relationship. So sometimes people, and I'm not saying you, Dina, in this, okay, when disharmony is modeled in the parents' relationship, those of us in adulthood, I've been there, okay, will sabotage subconsciously a good relationship we're in because that isn't our norm. That isn't what we know that we've been modeled. Yeah. So I'll give you some ideas coming up here, but that's a great awareness, isn't it? That family dynamic. That's a great awareness for you. Yeah. Jaylene, that you can't be loved and accepted. Yeah. That's because you were treated that way, dearest. Okay. And when we're treated without being loved and accepted, then it creates a story within us that we're unworthy to have it. It creates a feeling deep within us that there's something wrong with us. And Jaylene, there's nothing wrong with you. All right. There might be some vibrational frequencies blocking this belief on a soul level because of life experiences happening to you. But that is not who you are on a soul level. I can feel your soul. All right. You came to earth and you are very loving. You have the ability to accept others. Let's just shift this, at some point so that you can accept who you are and really be able to step into it. Yeah, I can't be loved and accepted is very painful. Very. Okay, let me keep going. I see more. Great conversation we're having, everybody. Oh, and your brother was opening up about meditation and being more mindful. Wow, effortlessness. Ravashi, you feel you've been taken for granted by your partner. And it'd be interesting, Ravashi, for you to kind of analyze childhood a little bit, your relationship with your mother and your father, and how they interacted. Did your mother allow your father, so to speak, to rule the house, right? There's nothing wrong with this. Keep in mind, everybody, as we become aware of family patterns, there's not a judgment to it, all right? But we have to be judgment. Let's just talk about judgment for a second. Judgment is both good and bad when we use this as a pattern of blaming. But we have to judge. We have to judge our own performance if we're doing track to know how to improve. All athletes judge themselves in order to improve, right? It's when it becomes out of balance. So we're not judging your parents as if it's their fault. It's to bring in an awareness. But I suspect, Vashi, all right, that you are very similar to your mother, all right? And so I agree with you. You have a partner that takes advantage of your goodness, your willingness to help, and your ability to serve. And oftentimes, what you have planned doesn't matter, and you aren't able to voice your opinion, okay? So I understand. And then what will happen, Vashi, that I care about here too, is your inability then to take action for what you want. Now you did this, though. I want to bring to your remembrance that you did do this when you found a new job. So I want to get you thinking about what are other ways that you can bring into your life things that you've wanted to do. Just be thinking about that, okay? What is something you've wanted to do that you haven't been able to do because you've given so much up for your partner, okay? PK, I truly value this. Thank you for your words. You have a complicated family circumstance, and I think you deal amazingly well at navigating it. Okay, I do. Thank you. It is possible, and this is just to get you thinking, everyone, within a family dynamic, like with a parent or a sibling or a partner, right? That you may even subconsciously fear what will happen if you do repair a relationship. It's not uncommon, all right? And self-awareness is super important in order to implement these following tips and tools I'm going to give you. So the first one is to set boundaries. Set boundaries in your relationships, your family relationships. Some behaviors are not acceptable, right? And thus you need to set healthy boundaries with family members, partners that won't be tolerated. But set healthy boundaries, then that's towards the extreme, right? But next, set healthy boundaries around your time. Okay? Set healthy boundaries around your intentions and what you want in life. All right. Number 2, when it comes to family dynamics, helping those in our family, right? Accommodating them, visiting them, right? When they come to us with problems and they want to spend hours on the phone, right? Or when they don't come to us or it's infrequently. Well, first of all, is express your concerns. Say they come to you with a problem. They're talking, right? Let's say you have communication with them. Express your love and concern, but without needing, okay, to be right, or needing for them to see it the way you're expressing it. This can create a controlling situation. And you're doing it out of love, don't get me wrong, okay? Because oftentimes, due to our life experiences, we know, right? We think we know best for someone else, and we don't want others to go through the same thing, or we want to help them solve it, right? But keep in mind, and this is one of the hardest lessons in life, everyone, including family in your life, has their own path to live. They have their own mistakes to make and life lessons to be learned. It's hard, especially, okay, if you were not listened to or heard as a child, right? It's hard. Because then when they don't listen or they don't take your advice or they stop calling, right? It's somehow your fault. And it's not your fault. So listen, right? But don't hold an attachment. If they ask for advice and they don't take it, they don't implement it. Okay. Focus, number 3, is focus on their more positive traits. That's really hard when there's negativity going on, when you've been dishonored, when you're hurt, right? When a sister or a brother hasn't called you in years and they blame you for their problems, right? Or a child or a parent, right? It's really hard to focus on the more positive traits. But if you're having a hard time seeing past family members' flaws, try making a list of their strengths. I'm serious. You may even find that you have common interest in this when you make a list of their strengths. It will also give you an opportunity, okay, to think of those when your mind goes to the negative. And keep in mind when it comes to family dynamics, we are often triggered in anger. Anger's here, but deep underneath here, down here, it's because we're hurt. Number 4 is hold space. Sometimes the best thing you can do in a relationship for a relationship you care about is to hold steady and give the other person time and space to work out whatever it is they're going through. All right? If they ask, you can let them know that you will be here for them when they're ready. This also helps you to take a step back to regain a hold of your own emotions. Okay? Because when we stay attached to it, it keeps us frozen in our life. Number 5, accept what is. Okay? Accept what is. If your family pattern has been one of, like your parents argue all the time, it's probably not going to change. Okay? But it doesn't mean that your relationship has to be that way. It doesn't mean that when they change their plans last minute, that you have to change yours. That's where you set your healthy boundary. One of the greatest sources of unhappiness is that struggle between what we want and what we have. If a family member continues, right, to hurt by mean words, lack of integrity, where they hold you back, where they don't honor your time, right, when they don't listen, sometimes what is best is acknowledging what is, let go of what isn't, what will not change, and flourish in your life despite it. It's oftentimes a life lesson. It's not always about the family you were born with, but the family you find. Loved ones connected by blood or by finding new relationships in life. Whatever your family dynamics look like, they are not meant to mask your identity, lessen your power, or hinder your path to purpose. I promise you that. If we allow other people, family members, to intrude on developing your divine self, you will end up harvesting a great amount of resentment and anger turned inward on yourself. That blocks a purposeful life. Ultimately, it is when we connect with others while still addressing your needs that we can find balance and happiness. When this happens, right, we can give others in the family a full heart. We can give them space to live their life and their journey. And always keep in mind, a healthy relationship will never require you to sacrifice your happiness, your life, your dignity, your dreams. It might mean that things come and go and shift, but you get to be happy. It is in your divine right to be loved and to be accepted, to work things through and to find purpose in your life. Let me know below if you would like me to help you dive deeper and to experience more healing support on a personal basis. I am happy to talk with you one-on-one. I am happy to offer guidance, and I'm happy to offer free support and help where needed. All right, so let me know below, and I'll put a link in there for you to, or I'll put a way in there for you to be able to talk with me privately, or put it in the comments, and I'm happy to chat. All right, I'm grateful you're here. I'm grateful that you have a desire to heal. I'm grateful that you want more in your life, because that means we're a perfect fit, because I want that for you too. Okay, let me answer some questions here. I can see some coming in. Okay. Yerbashi, you say it's your mother's pattern. Got it. I'm not surprised. Hello, Hannah. It's a family pattern of yours, by the way, to feel like you have to fix things in your relationships. Now, know this, Hannah, you're very wise, okay? And you understand people, so it comes naturally for you. Where it gets complicated for you is it becomes a burden. It's a burden for you. It can cause you anxiety and stress. It's out of balance. What in your life, Hannah, have you been wanting to do you haven't done? It's not that you're going to not help others in your family, but this needing to fix, needing to help is way out of balance for you. And so by bringing in something that feeds you in a different way for you personally, all right, it helps bring balance. That's why I'm suggesting it. Okay. All right. And yes, it's a family pattern for you. Hello, Deborah, dear. Your two younger ones, 20 and 23, only contact you when they need money. Two older ones never contact me on Mother's Day. Got a message from three of them, but one of them didn't even text. So impersonal. It's painful. It's very painful, Deborah. It's very painful. Let me think about that, okay? Regarding the money for your two sons, your younger ones, okay? I want to encourage you to not give quite as much money, okay? Deborah, do any of your children live near you or around you, or are they all at a distance? Do you have family contact with your family? Okay. Because there's this kind of cutting out that happens in the family dynamic that I'm picking up, like this loss of connection that happens. And it doesn't mean it can't be reconnected, all right? For you, I want to help you establish some healthy relationships outside of the family dynamics, clear these icky feelings that you've got, because it will allow the family patterns to heal. There's a family pattern going on here. And it's you setting healthy boundaries with these two that ask for money. I'm not telling you not to give them money, okay? But we can talk about ways. I know we have a call coming up about, different ways to give you some verbiage to help you. All right. And the family dynamics can be healed. Okay. All right, Yervashi. Okay. I understand, Deborah. They're all out of state. Okay. All right. Yeah, and that kind of complicates it because you can't ask him to come over and do some help around the house for you, right? You can't ask him to work on the yard or fix your water pump or clean your car for you, right? To earn money. So it really does feel like, it creates this feeling of being used, being taken advantage of. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. I see if we can change that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Hannah, thank you. Yep, go ahead. I will definitely do that. Okay. Um, thank you for being transparent, everyone. Thank you for sharing with me. Um, it means a lot. Yeah. All right. Let's hop off. You comment in the comments below, and let's start healing. Okay. Start implementing some of those tools I gave you. All right. Okay, everyone. Until next week. Bye bye.